I'm your host, Dr. Joe Dispenza. There are 4 states of consciousness. There's wakefulness, there is sleep, there is dreaming, and then there is the transcendental moment. Most people spend the majority of their lives living in the first 3 realms of consciousness. And the last state of consciousness, the lucid transcendental moments, seem to be rare occasions that sneak up on us, where we're more awake in a dream than we are in the 3-dimensional reality we live in. Are these rare moments reserved for coincidence when we pierce through the veil of our own conditioning to get a greater glimpse of the world we live in? Some people spend the majority of their lives trying to replicate that experience. I want to continue your understanding of how those tiny microcrystals that become electrically activated can begin to oscillate and pick up frequencies that are beyond the senses. This is when the pineal gland becomes like a radio receiver, capable of transducing those frequencies that carry vital information into meaningful imagery. The breath that we use to move that cerebral spinal fluid up to the brain, the slow, steady inhalation through the nose, and the contraction of the bandhas, the individual intrinsic muscles, coordinated with the breath, locking down those centers and drawing that energy all the way up to your pineal gland and keeping your attention on it, and holding your breath increases what's called intrathecal pressure. And intrathecal pressure is the pressure inside that closed system. When you begin to contract those intrinsic muscles, that begins to apply a mechanical stress against those stacked rhombohedron crystals. And once there's a mechanical stress, now they become electrically activated. In a meditation, your eyes are closed, melatonin levels are elevated because your eye is no longer perceiving light. There's an activation of the pineal gland. Once those crystals become electrically activated, now they function like a radio receiver, and they can pick up frequencies that are no longer consistent with visible light. Because once the pineal gland is activated, and now it functions like a radio receiver, and now information in the form of frequency can be received as input into the pineal gland. The pineal gland begins to process it in the thalamus and in the hypothalamus, and the hypothalamus then begins to send signals to the pituitary gland, and the pituitary gland begins to become the output mechanism and begins to release very vital neuropeptides. So when the pineal gland and the brain is functioning in a very coherent manner, it can now pick up a signal, and the orderliness begins to produce a very orderly chemical expression that begins to influence every one of the hormonal centers or energy centers of the body. Let's remember what happens when we do the breath. As you begin to move that energy up from those lower centers, once energy makes it to the 4th center, the energy will continue up into the brain. As it moves up and activates the pineal gland, and the pineal gland begins to signal the pituitary, now all of a sudden it begins to release its neuropeptides and neurohormones. We now know that there's an external electromagnetic field. Now, when a person starts to feel gratitude, they're in the perfect state of receiving, and now there's a reverse field that's coming in through the top of the head that begins to draw energy from the field right into the brain, and that frequency is carrying information. And this then is when the pineal gland causes melatonin to get an upgrade. And in this article, it's very specific that melatonin is already an antioxidant, but now melatonin gets a very big upgrade. And now the person is going to have profound, lucid inner vision. In other words, melatonin already causes us to sleep, but when it becomes a transducer, that frequency then is transduced into profound imagery, the same way a TV antenna takes frequency and turns it into a picture. And the pineal gland has been called the third eye because we're having a profound inner vision that is more real than the world we live in. And we can say then, the person is having a full-on sensory experience without their senses. And all of the cells now begin to oscillate and produce more coherent light and information. And we could say in one moment, the person's getting a biological upgrade. Information from the field is literally changing the human operating system. The pineal gland, when fully activated, is a crystalline superconductor that receives information through the transduction of energetic vibrational signals, that's frequencies beyond the senses, the quantum field, into biological tissue, the brain and the mind, in the form of meaningful imagery, the same way as an antenna translates different channels onto a TV screen. And when the pineal gland is activated, now we have information that's being downloaded into our nervous system that's transcendent of our senses. Now, what's the side effect of that? Here comes the profound mystical moment. You now may have the experience of moving from space-time to time-space where all of those dimensions exist. Now you may have the experience of coming out of your body, traveling down a long tunnel of light, your body being filled with energy that you are now perceiving. You may experience a past, present, or a future life that's all happening in the eternal now. When the pineal gland becomes activated, it literally begins to transduce powerful frequencies into meaningful imagery. Now, what's the side effect of that? When the person returns back to their senses, we don't see things how they are. We see things how we are. And since experience enriches the brain, and it does, and experience produces an emotion in the body, when the person comes back to their senses, now their brain is wired to perceive what has always existed, but they didn't have the circuits to perceive. And in a sense, our spectrum of reality is broadened.